What's up, folks? I sit here at my workbench today with a variety of things that need to get taken care of. One of the problems that we run into in the world of building and fixing things is the need to connect things chemically, not mechanically. The idea therein is that we have to glue things together, and gluing things together, as I have found in my long experience in this subject, man, it is a can of worms unto itself. All right. So in attempts to glue things together, we end up with the need for numerous different formats of glues to accomplish incredibly specific tasks in some cases. So let me give you some examples. Here is some of my glues that I have here. This is rubber cement, so very good for connecting soft things that need a little bit of a flex to them. Also good for little crafting projects and things. I've got obviously some good wood glue here. I'm a huge fan of the Gorilla brand of everything, so I've got a nice Gorilla wood glue there. So gluing together two pieces of wood or building your own wood filler if necessary. Fantastic material for that. Don't buy wood filler. You build your own, it works better. I've got a nice 2-part epoxy here. It's seen more use previous than lately, and this stuff's fantastic for setting up in a short period of time with a relatively firm bond. Great stuff. Wonderful material. And then, like, just a catch-all of materials, the gorgeous E6000 glue that everyone should have in their house someplace. What is this? Automotive contact glue. So in this particular case, purchased to affix a body panel that had to be glued on. There's that. I have clear Gorilla Glue, which is sort of the go-to for any random project that you're doing. I've got double-sided tape. I've got Gorilla expanding wood glue is what I would call this. It says original Gorilla Glue, but this is primarily utilized. I got 2 of these. They're kind of seen better days. Primarily utilized for woodworking. I mean, when you've got to put 2 pieces of wood together and make it rock solid, there it is. Just all this stuff, man. I've got all of these random adhesives just sitting around. And the concept is that there's a glue for everything. But when people think of glue for everything, they normally think of these, all right? These little tubes, all right? Little tubes of super glue, which is really an AC glue if we're being technical. It's an acrylic glue, and it's just wonderful for everything. I mean, you can do so much with this that's not just gluing things together. Building up, breaking down. You would not believe it's reinforcing materials because it's so watery. It seeps into places. It's just fantastic. But you do run into a small issue when you're using super glue. And here I am wishing that I had on some gloves because super glue also has a nasty tendency to get all over you. Or perhaps I'm just helpless. Let's see if this one still has some life in it. Now, I've just got a random piece of plastic I found in my trash bin here. There we go. Ooh, it's still coming out of there. Let's just throw a top on it. Hope for the best. All right. What I've got is some super glue. And this has been sitting around a little while. It's a little thicker, all right, than it normally is. This stuff can get very wet indeed. And this super glue, if I take my other piece of random trash that I just pulled out there, I stick it on there real good, just like that right there. It's going to take this a little while to set up. Like, it's not an instantaneous bond by any stretch of the imagination. It takes a little bit of time, and that's fine. It works very quick compared to, Most other things, like this here, would definitely take a little time. This stuff, buddy, you got to monitor it as you're working. But here, again, it's going to work quick, but not that quick. Like here we are, just doing our thing, and it's still there. So I recently learned about something fascinating. And that fascinating thing is the use of an accelerant. All right, kicker, as it were. I was watching Adam Savage, and he recommended this specific bottle of what he called kicker, and apparently, see, we're still not there yet. Apparently, kicker instantaneously solidifies superglue. And I'm here to find out if that is indeed the case. And apparently it's got a pretty unique smell. I'm kind of curious, pretty curious to see. That smells nice. It's fragrant. Okay, all right. I've heard some people love it, some people hate it. I guess I love it. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna put that back where it came from. We're just gonna give it a little love. And oh, it's hard. It's hardened now. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, that's great by its lonesome, but not why we are here today. We are here today because my daughter's horse broke its leg. Fortunately, it's a small horse, okay? And this small horse broke its leg back here. And I thought to myself, well, you know, this is not to be played with. It sits on a shelf. I thought to myself, well, you know, I could super glue that and just sit here for 10 minutes. And hold it. Or perhaps we have a way now to deal with this minor, incredibly insignificant problem. So I'm going to hit this horse with a little bit of super glue right on that leg issue that we've got here. All right, that's a fair amount of material. And now I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to stick it to it and just kind of bounce it around a little bit. And the idea of bouncing it around a little, I'm trying to work that glue into every nook and cranny, just kind of equally distribute it across there. Down like that right there. Yep, and now if I only had a little piece of paper towel, I could dab down the edges a little bit. Okay, little wipey wipe here, just to smooth it out. And we are on there tight. I'm just going to give it a little of that. And now I'm going to wipe it off. We're going to see if Zip Kicker takes paint off of materials. And look at here, team. Now I'm sure I could re-snap this no problem, because it's not a lot of glue. But to be able to glue something, super glue something, and instantaneously harden it and make it functional, that's amazing. I remember whenever I got a angle grinder and I learned to take metal away. What a amazing, significant part of my capacity for building that became. And then I developed the need to weld, so I bought a welder so I could have the ability to add metal back when necessary. And that really revolutionized things. Being able to glue things instantaneously, that's a big deal to me. So yeah, I am pretty pleased with that. Let's go try to take care of some random other little problems around my house that require instantaneous set time. All right, here we have a spot on my ceiling that has driven me crazy for years because the tape here that blocks the seam has shifted with random heat variances and just general house settling, and it's got this darn tape loose. And if it was flush, I could probably make it look like it wasn't there. But getting it flush is a pain in the backside of epic proportions. Because trying to glue it and then just sit there and stare at it for a while, man, it's just not something that's entirely doable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this zip kicker and some super glue, and we're going to take care of this thing right now. So I've got my super glue. I've got just a thin piece of blue painter's tape that I have cut and made into a little strip. So I can put glue on that and then kind of get it in the corners and hope for the best. Let's find out what happens. Let's just fish that up inside of there. Take my zip kicker and push it closed and spritz. And hot dog. It works. Not bad. So I can run through and do this whole thing now in moments. And that's going to be very, 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 very helpful. Well, I guess that's that. I am blown away by this product. It does exactly what it claims to do. It works incredibly well. I mean, it revolutionizes what I'm now capable of doing in terms of gluing things up when they have to be done quickly. And it's just so easy by comparison. Yeah, I fully recommend that you have this in your little bag of tricks whenever necessary. And thank you to Adam Savage for recommending this product. I've learned things from his channel consistently. So please jump over there and watch Adam Savage building things. It's such a learning experience. My gosh, benefit from his experience. So yeah, in closing, Bob Smith Industries, insta-set, or otherwise thought of as zip kicker. You need to have this. Go buy it, put it in your repertoire, and use it mightily. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.